What's up, guys? My name is Josiah. Thank you for coming to my channel today. And earlier today, I realized that The Creator is coming out this weekend. I already made plans with my wife to go see it, and I've been hearing a lot of great things about it, despite not knowing a ton about what the movie is about. But because I've heard so many good things about it, and it being a good science fiction movie, Teddy and I decided to talk about our top 5 favorite science fiction movies up until this point. So I'm just going to jump right in with number 5, District 9. Now, I haven't watched this movie in a long time. It definitely deserves a rewatch, but I just remember just really loving the whole setup of the movie. It's kind of, instead of being like an alien invasion, it's like there's a UFO that stops over the middle of Johannesburg, and they go inside and find all these aliens. They're very malnourished and things like that. So they just put them into these like Section 8 housing camps. And a lot of the movie kind of has a lot to say about how we treat, immigrants and that sort of thing. I've always wanted a sequel to this movie. I doubt at this point that we ever will get one, but I can't wait to rewatch this movie. Number 4, Inception. I mean, I don't think it would be a top 5 or 10 or even 15 science fiction movie list without there being one Christopher Nolan movie. I know he's got several great ones to choose from, but Inception's my favorite. I think this is the one that kind of started off Christopher Nolan on that trend of a bunch of science fiction and very intricate plots. I love the ensemble cast. I love the special effects and the things that he was able to do, kind of revolving around dreams and the way that the whole entire movie played out. Number 3, Cloverfield. So my wife and I did rewatch this movie recently, and I still think it holds up. I was about 14 when the movie came out in 2008. I've loved it ever since. I mean, that was my first found footage film, so it definitely had a really big impact on me watching that experience on the big screen. I loved everything about it. I love the characters. I love the creature designs. I just kind of love how at its core it's a love story wrapped around by a monster film. I know I've always felt like I was one of the very few people that actually liked this movie, and I will defend this movie for the rest of my life. I think it's fantastic, and I'll never get tired of watching it. Number 2, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. So I think that the Planet of the Apes trilogy as a whole is kind of comparable to the Dark Knight trilogy, especially with this film and The Dark Knight. I mean, neither of those franchises were anything new, but they were kind of reintroduced in a modern way. And just the jump between Rise of the Planet of the Apes to Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, I mean, there was just so much distance between the two films. This movie is a lot darker. It touches on a lot more serious themes about the capacity for good and evil, and what happens when a society is backed up against the wall within close proximity to another group just trying to survive. I know we've seen lots of stories like that. It feels like it's starting right now, actually. But yeah, I just think it's a phenomenal film. The acting, the motion capture, the story, the way the whole thing plays out from start to finish, nothing but amazing storytelling. And last but not least, you might not be surprised, but Blade Runner 2049. What can I say at this point about this film? I think it's a masterpiece. I mean, visually, it's a spectacle. I love the music and the atmosphere the music helps create. It's definitely a slow burn movie from start to finish, but that never bothered me. I was just so like enamored with the world and the characters and kind of this idea of what makes something living, what makes something a soul. And I just think that the way that Denis went about it, I wish that it did better at the box office, but Again, I think he killed it with this movie, and I was longing to see more of this world. So yeah, that's it. This is my list of my top 5 favorite science fiction movies. Maybe when the creator comes out later this week, my list will change a little bit. But what are some of your favorite science fiction movies? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time.